All right, so here's a video. We're going to be going over the differences in our bunkers. So, our old bunkers, very, very little sand, mixed with a lot of clay. So, a whole new experience here in these bunkers. We've got much deeper, depth of sand. We've actually got 4+ inches of sand underneath the ball here. So, it's going to be a completely different animal. Um, as these bunkers start to settle, they will become a little bit easier. But right now, there's a lot of sand. So our old bunkers, what we would need is the leading edge. We would need that to dig way more. Well, right now, when this leading edge digs in this bunker, we're going to be taking way too much sand. So, getting a whole new animal here. We've got to learn how to use the bounce of the golf club. So, we need this edge right back here. We learn how to use it. So, when you look at the wedge, you're going to see that number on the bottom. You'll see that 10 right there. If you're not seeing at least 10 degrees of bounce on your wedge, you probably need to try a different one out of a bunker. So if it's got a single digit number on that bounce number, it's not going to be enough bounce. So usually if you go up to your 56 degree or your gap wedge, you'll have a little bit more bounce on that wedge. That's going to help you use that 10 when we can get that to glide. The divot won't get deep. So a couple ways to do that. One is shaft lean. So if I lean the shaft forward, that's going to expose the leading edge. If I lean the shaft backwards, I can expose the bounce. So a more forward ball position with the shaft back is going to help. Also, if I twist the face open, the bounce goes down. So when I twist the face open, I have to lower the grip. So our key factors there are going to be face open, shaft down, shaft back. I'm still going to have my weight in my left foot. Now I really want to make sure I return this back to a backward leaning shaft. I know it sounds weird, but we need to get that bounce down. If I return it to a shaft leaning forward, I'll dig that leading edge. So when you see me hit this shot, I'm really going to have this feel that this club head is throwing out. And I'm going to hit the sand with the back of the club. The feeling I have is that I hit the sand with the words. I know I don't. It just feels that way. Because I don't want the leading edge to dig. My divot's going to get too deep. So if I do that, we're going to hit a lot of those. It's not a swing speed issue necessarily, as much as it is being able to re-establish or return that bounce back to the sand right here, holding leaning forward. So again, I'm going to go ball forward in the stance. I've got my weight in this left knee for a wide stance. I'm not going to lean the shaft forward. I'm actually going to lean the shaft slightly back. My weight's still forward. Now my goal here is to return that shaft back to a backward leaning, so I'm going to have a lot of handle or a lot of club head release through that shot. So you can hear that bounce smack the ground right there. When you see it from this view, again, I'm not trying to pull the grip through. We're trying to throw the club head through. So if I were hitting at you would be able to see the back of the golf club. The feeling there is that the back of the club is going to point at the bunker, or excuse me, at the hole, or the grooves of the club are going to point back at me. I'll do one more. So I'm going to have the ball forward, leaning in this front knee, face open, feels like I can set a cup of water on it. The shaft is going to lean backwards. And I'm going to throw that club head to feel like I'm smacking the back of the club on the sand. And I can see the grooves pointed back at me. The back of the club is facing the hole. So you can hear that thump right there. That thump is what we want to hear because that's the back of the club hitting the sand. If I have a much firmer bunker, let's say our old bunkers, I would lean the shaft forward a little bit more. And I would want that leading edge to dig. But in this, I don't. I need the bounce. I'm going to try to return it back to a backward leaning shaft. Thump. So I hit about that far behind that one. But because I used the bounce, the divot did not get deeper as it went. It leveled off. So it's okay if I hit a little behind that. Because again, you can see that divot was shallower opposed to that leading edge digging. So this is just getting, again, a little bit more insight on how that leading edge and that bounce are going to work in a bunker. We've got a lot more sand, a lot better sand, fluffier sand. It's not a bad thing. You're just going to have to learn how to use it a little differently. So open the face, lean it back, drop the handle down. We can use a lot of bounce. Don't lean the shaft back forward. Let it work back past the grip to use as much bounce as you can. I hope that helps.